Let's get this sports podcast party started, all right?
The JAYREELZ podcast.
For the past 15 years, since 2009, I can go back to the wall on my Facebook, the things that I posted, and I haven't made a post just yet because I know I have a spouse who I'm sure is waiting to hear that, and last night wasn't the time or the place. I get it. I just stood quiet. I'm not the type that, although I may be stewing in Yankee success, but when the Yankees lose a game like that, I didn't jump for joy. I didn't rub it in or had my arms up in a celebratory mood. No, Dodgers aren't my team. And I get it. I'm a Met fan, and anybody I root for against the Yankees, all right, fine. But inside was New Year's Eve. Inside was just jubilee, coconuts and palm trees, as I like to say, confetti, rainbow, glitter, unicorns, etc. But with that being said, back in 2010, I started this trend here where it's another winter I could sleep in peace. Because yes, the PTSD that I have as a Met fan dating back to the mid to late 90s into 2000, and we all know what happened in 2000, where I feel that this Yankee team, and I know not to troll Yankee fans, I know not to get it to interact with them, especially after 2000 and what I had to deal with and suffer at that point. And this goes back to me being a boy. If you want to find out a little bit more as far as nuggets or reason why, go to two vlogs that I have. One, whatever happened to the old grounds at Yankee Stadium. I'll certainly detail a lot of my deep sports Yankee hatred in regards to them in that video, as well as last year, my 2023 rest in peace New York Yankees, another winter I can sleep in peace. And that's the theme here. And think about this. Last year, the Yankees didn't even make it to the playoffs. They were 82 and 80, they didn't even qualify. And I even mentioned in that video that kind of feels weird because they're not going into October with a chance to go on a deep run or make it to a World Series, even win a World Series. So it almost felt empty. Where this year, there was a different side of the coin. It was a rather, let's face it, people, and I'll say it one last time, this path to a World Series was filled with red carpets, filled with rose petals, and just waterfalls and streams of water peacefully going in to Kansas City, to Cleveland, on their way to LA. And I don't want to hear it. People could say, oh, come on, JAYREELZ, you're going to get on that again. Oh, yeah, whatever. Oh, but they still beat good teams. No. I don't want to hear it. Because KC and the Guardians, they cannot hold candles to the Dodgers and especially the Yankees as they've beaten them like a drum year after year after year. More so the Guardians in the postseason in recent history. So with that being said, was I a little bit nervous a week ago today? A little bit, even though I knew the Dodgers had the advantage. They had a tougher road to a World Series. This one, I'm sure, meant a lot to them from everything that I said. 2020 pandemic, throw in the fact that they lost to the Braves in 2021 in 6 games. They lost in the divisional series to the Padres, their heated stepbrothers to the South. And then last year, inexplicably getting swept by the Arizona Diamondbacks. So you knew that this was personal for them. And speaking of which, I say all this only because this isn't personal. It's personal to me because of what I had to endure. And starting in 2010, where from then till now, I could take a pillow and puff it up and say, another winter I can sleep in peace because I don't have to hear these fans. And this doesn't go out to the good fans that I mentioned, or the great fans, or to my guy Keith McPherson, who's an excellent fan. Loves his Yankees, is positive, uplifting, but he calls it like he sees it. And yes, he has trolled the Met fan, but as I said before, and I'll say it again, I don't troll Yankee fans. I don't do that except for one time only. When the team that plays against them records the final out, and as long as the Yankees don't record the final out, this is where I come out and speak my piece. This is where I come out and I just utter that one sentence. This is where I come out and get on my soapbox because the Yankees could go 162-0. If they don't record the last out, guess what? I can sleep peacefully. Or they could go 87-74 the way they did in 2000, and the Mets had a better record than them, and of course they beat the Mets in 5 games, and what happened? Tossing and turning all winter, 4 World Series in the last 5 years against my beloved Mets, and yes, that's when the trolling stopped. So yes, to the good Yankee fan, it's business, never personal. But to the arrogant Yankee fan, to the entitled Yankee fan, to those two schlubs in right field that tried to mug Mookie Betts of that ball. How dare they do that? And how dare ESPN, Jesse Rogers, shame on you, to come out and find these guys so you could get a story out of thirst to even give these guys any recognition. That these guys, somebody I read on Twitter, that they're probably going to be millionaires by tomorrow and have their own podcast, that they don't even deserve it. How the one guy came out and said, well, yeah, I got to protect my wall. I got to D up and all this. What? What is this, a pickup basketball game? I mean, seriously? Those are the Yankee fans that I'm targeting. Those are the ones that think that, oh yeah, we should win a World Series every year, that they come out with their, but we still got 27 rings, bro, Nobody cares about your 27 rings today. The Celtics just won Banner 18. Do you see me over here trying to floss? Oh, Banner 18, no. The Steelers have 6 Super Bowl victories. If the Steelers don't win the Super Bowl, don't go to the playoffs, you say, oh, we got 6 Super Bowls, bro. That is straight up bandwagon, front running, that, yeah, we're better than you, arrogance, and You know what? Take that and shut up your ass today. And that goes to these Yankee fans. So yes, there's a pillow right here, and I wish I could just grab it and get it. But guess what? I can fluff that up and get my blanket and quilt and just lay from now until opening day next year and just go, another winter. I can sleep in peace. And John Sterling, go off into retirement. Enjoy the rest of your life. I hope you live 100 years. But thankfully, we do not have to hear from you ever again. Case closed. And also, one last thing. Can I just throw this in, please? No more Frank Sinatra at the end of Yankee losses, and especially last night. That was embarrassing. And even Keith McPherson, he even came out and said it. Stop playing Frank after losses. Seriously. That is just, nobody wants to hear that. And last night, when I heard it in the background, I just laughed. I'm just like, on the inside, of course. I just laughed. I'm thinking to myself, why are they playing this? The Dodgers bring out Randy Newman and play I Love LA. Of course, they never do that, but all right, that's it. I just had to throw that one last thing in there. And now let me turn my attention to other things.